Good day everyone. Today's video lesson is about uniformly accelerated motion, or also known as UAM. First, let us identify our learning targets. Define uniformly accelerated motion, or UAM. Second, derive or apply equations of uniformly accelerated motion. Third, explain the different characteristics of UAM. And fourth, solve problems involving uniformly accelerated motion. Now, what is exactly uniformly accelerated motion? Now, the term already suggests an idea what is happening in the motion of the object. Uniform. The word uniform means it's the same. It's not changing. It is constant. So uniform accelerated motion occurs only when an object's velocity changes by equal amounts in equal time interval. Let us say, for instance, a car has a constant or a uniform acceleration of 5 meters per second squared. By the way, forgive me if I am not able to display the correct symbol for s squared there. So it is assumed that 5 meters per second squared. Now, what does it mean? It simply means that the car is gaining speed or velocity at the rate of 5 meters per second every second. So the uniform rate at which the car changes its velocity is by a rate of 5 meters per second every second. So as time goes on, the car is increasing its speed uniformly. At 1 second, it's moving 5 meters per second. 2 seconds after, it is now moving 10 meters per second. 3 seconds, 15 meters per second. In 4 seconds, or that's after 4 seconds, it's 20 meters per second. So that's the idea behind the uniform acceleration, or a constant acceleration of 5 meters per second every second. So the car is gaining a velocity or a speed at a constant rate of 5 meters per second every second. Now, on the contrary, what about if the car, or what about if a car has a constant uniform deceleration of negative 5 meters per second squared? Now, this means that the car is losing speed or velocity at a rate of 5 meters per second every second. In other words, deceleration means the car is slowing down. The speed is decreasing, or the velocity of the car is decreasing. So, an example of a uniformly accelerated motion would be a car speeding up or slowing down in a straight highway. Or other example is a free fall or a free falling body. So we are going to tackle free falling body in a separate video lesson. So we are going to focus first on UAM. Now next is, what are the said characteristics of a uniformly accelerated motion? Number one, as I mentioned earlier, that the acceleration should be uniform or constant. And since the acceleration is uniform, that means the velocity changes uniformly. Either the velocity increases or decreases. In that case earlier, uniform acceleration of 5 meters per second squared means it is increasing its velocity 5 meters per second every second. And the opposite of which is a deceleration of negative 5 meters per second squared. It means the car loses its velocity or slows down at a rate of 5 meters per second every second. Okay, so what are these formulas involved as we solve problems involving uniformly accelerated motion. Now, there are three basic equations that I am going to share that we'll be using in order to solve items related to UAM. Now, VI is for initial velocity, while VF is the final velocity, and A is the acceleration or the uniform acceleration, and T for time. Also, we have D that suggests distance. Let's have this sample problem. A car starts from rest and accelerates uniformly at 2 meters per second squared over a distance of 100 meters. What is the car's final velocity? So after we read the problem and familiarize the problem, the next step that we're going to do in order for us to clearly come up with a solution to the problem is to visualize what is the scenario of the problem. So yeah, I have here a car which starts from rest, and that is equal to, or that means the VI is 0. Then it starts moving at an acceleration of 2 meters per second squared. So that means then that it is speeding up at a rate of 2 meters per second every second. Now it reaches 100 meters. So with that, after it reaches 100 meters, what do you think is the final velocity? So after we visualize the problem, next is we follow this method in solving problems in physics. We call it the GUPSA method. So GUPSA is an acronym. G stands for given. So based on the given laid down earlier, we already have VI, which is 0, from the idea of a car that starts from rest. Next, we have acceleration of 2 meters per second squared. Then we have distance equivalent to 100 meters. And we have a final velocity, which is the unknown. Okay, so from this, we will now going to choose which formula that will best fit the characteristic of the problem. So are we going to choose the first equation, second, or the third? So how will I know that I am using the correct equation? So first is make sure that the unknown is part of the formula. So since VF is not found in the second equation, so that means the second equation is eliminated from the choices. And that means I only have the first and the third equation. Next one is to make sure that all the given in the problem is identified in the equation. So in equation 1, I have VF, which is the unknown. VI is identified as 0. Acceleration is given also, or identified as 2 meters per second squared. But the time is not identified or not described in the problem. So that means equation 1 is not the correct formula. So that leaves me with equation 3. So VF squared, that's VF, equals VI squared. VI is given, plus 2 times the acceleration, which is given, and distance, which is also given in the problem. So the formula now is VF squared equals VI squared plus 2AT. Now I have the formula. Next, I will proceed to the next part, which is providing or writing down the solution. So for our solution, using the formula VF squared equals VI squared plus 2AD, next is I will going to change the variable or the symbol with actual numbers. Like, let's say for example, VF squared is unknown, that's why VF squared is retained there. Next, the VI squared, which is equal to 0, so 0 squared, plus 2, which is already proved as is, times the acceleration. So acceleration is equal to 2. That's why 2 is placed there instead of A. And the D is 100 meters, so that is identified as 100 meters in the formula. Now simplify the formula. 0 times 0 or 0 squared is 0 plus 2 times 2 times 100. That makes it 400. So Vf squared is equals to 400. But that isn't the final answer yet because Vf squared is not Vf. So you need to find a way to eliminate the square. And how are we going to do that? You have to enclose that variable into a square root sign. So enclose it with a square root sign. So making it Vf is equal to the square root of 400. So the answer there, after we extract the root, then we get 20 meters per second. And that is our final velocity. So the car's final velocity after a distance of 100 meters is 20 meters per second. At this point in time, you will now going to answer on your own another problem related to uniformly accelerated motion. So you're going to answer this, copy the problem, and answer this in a 1/2 crosswise. So you'll be given time to answer problem number 1. A motorcycle has an initial velocity of 5 meters per second and accelerate at 3 meters per second squared for 4 seconds. Question: how far does it travel in this time? Problem number 2. A car increases its speed from 12 meters per second to 20 meters per second while covering a distance of 64 meters. Question: what is the car's acceleration? So take note as you answer this problem. First is to familiarize the problem. Next, to visualize the problem so you can create some drawings there, simple drawing related to the problem. And then use the group sum method. Write the given, the unknown, the formula, the solution, and your answer. So remember, you will put your answer in a 1/2 crosswise. So that is all for today's session. And always remember, King Juan Learnings, keep growing, keep learning. Thank you and goodbye, everyone.